Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that's terrible. All right, it's time, ladies and gents, for ConserVengers episode 11. Woo! Can't tell you how excited I am. I hope you guys are excited as well. We've got the PTP crew in the house, as well as Kaecey, everybody's favorite libertarian, which I'm still very interested in how he's going to vote in 2022. Anyways, we're going to get started with ConserVengers in just about a minute. We've got Blake. He is dressed to the nines for this episode. Soonie's ready to rock. Kaecey is looking, as usual, wearing his PTP gear. We're also, don't forget, PTP crew. Remind everybody about the sale you guys going on at midnight. Besides that, we're pretty excited. We're going to get the show started. Yet. No, I won't bring you on yet, Blake. Don't you worry. Blake's got to go poop, apparently. Cool. All right. It's go time, everybody. What's going on? Anthony Russo from BetheChange. We've got a great show lined up. We're actually going to be even allowing you guys to put some comments in the box. We're going to have an open format, let you guys, guide the show a little bit. But we're going to definitely talk about Chauvin, Jim Crow, modern day Jim Crow laws, because that really gets Soonie hot and bothered. And, of course, we're going to talk about snorting some Parmesan cheese. Ladies and gents, here is our cast for the show. We, of course, have Kaecey, Soonie the middle child, and somebody waiting backstage. It's not the only time he's been backstage in the last 24 hours.
Hold up. Kaecey looks like a character off of PUBG, bro.
What? He's like this.
What the fuck are you wearing?
That was my paintball mask.
I can't.
Is
this a costume? First of all, you better say yes. Okay.
No, that's Blake's every day. That's what that's the life he lives.
Blake, were you always conservative, or did you start out liberal?
I'm not even gonna say it. I almost said the F word. I was never the F word ever.
Free?
Starts with, it sounds like maggot.
Oh. Got it.
Yeah, I was never one of those. I don't even know why we have this. I don't think I've ever wore this out in public.
Winky face. Okay, so you're not going to answer the question, but you were a liberal at one point in your life.
I don't know if I was a liberal. No, because I always believed in Jesus, so I don't think so.
I have a lot of Jesus, quote unquote, Jesus fearing friends that are liberals. So.
Well, they're lying.
Not the white Jesus. It's the black Jesus that they all worship.
If they really love Jesus, they're not a liberal. And that's just facts.
Jesus. All right. So just to give everybody a preface, I know you guys did at the end of your show. If anybody is coming over from the PTP group and has never seen this, we drop F-bombs. We talk shit. This is conservative comedy. I call it a safe space for conservatives where we could yell at the top of our lungs, almost like the woman in the pink hat when she found out Trump won. Okay, I'll stop. All right. So we've got a couple really good topics. You guys, if you weren't watching PTP before this on your news briefing of the day, you got to go back and watch that because it was friggin' hilarious. I'm going to give you guys an update real quick on Cash. I talked to Cash today for like 30 minutes. We don't know if it's going to be 4 years or if it's going to be if something happens with the appeals process. First off, he is big on talking about unity in politics right now. He's like, I've been around way too many ultra Trump supporters to not realize there needs to be more of a middle ground. That's the message he wants to pass on, as well as the GoFundMe. He can't wait to get out. He might even want to become a pastor. That's the latest thing that he's been talking about, is how much he's having a connection with God. With that said, we had his GoFundMe, and I'm going to go ahead and put that back up on the screen right now. It's easy. Shirley, he messaged you today. Yeah, he had some free time. What kind of laugh is that? That was a yell. That was not a laugh, Lynn.
Where is it?
What?
I thought you were going to show us something.
Well, if you want to go to the page, you want to see how the page is doing. You want to see where cash is at. We could do that.
I want to see how much cash has.
All right, let's go ahead and bring it up. I will do that right now.
City on from the city. Put on.
He is rapping, ladies and gentlemen. So I started this less than 24 hours ago, and cash is currently at almost $5,000 out of 15,000 raised. So you guys are amazing. There's been a lot of big donors that have come in, dropped hundreds, dropped 500s. We had so many people, obviously, that were supporting him on his page, etc. So just think if indeed we can get to, we're getting close to 5,000. If we can literally just start getting people to give $5, that would be absolutely amazing. Out of the 400,000 people he had, if 1% gave $5, we would be at the 15,000 we need for legal expenses. So that just gives the update on that. I'm gonna go
Coyote.
There we go. All right, so that's where we're at. We're at 5,000 now. It has gone up. We are over 5,000. All right, 5,040. Boom. So if you want
this out.
What's that?
I'm gonna shout this out on my OnlyFans.
Jesus. Have you? Okay, I have a page that if you don't follow, what is it? It's like she's a cook. I gotta find it. It's hilarious. She's doing like only pans. It's called Only Pans. It's hilarious. It's really good. If I can make a recommendation, there's something about her that's funny as hell. Anywho,
it's here.
If you guys want the bit.ly, it is bit.ly/KLK, like MLK, but Cashley Kelly, KLKGFM. There you go. All right, ladies and gents, let's talk about our first topic. Let's start funny. Let's talk about Hunter Biden. We can't show the clip. Because it'll get taken down. I have no doubt either. Somebody said to take the mask off, Blake. They want to see your jawline, apparently. Oh, yeah. That's what he does for his OnlyFans. Okay.
Hold on. Ready?
Okay, go ahead.
That's all we have for tonight. Good night.
That was awkward for so many people. Soonie's got to go to church right now.
I would rather go lay next to my husband at this point. Shit.
Blake sounds like he might want to go lay next to your husband too. Okay, let's go.
That'll be Blake's first and last time breathing near me.
Kelly just drooled. Apparently, my girlfriend is definitely attracted to Blake.
Wait,
How?
they said
You need to explain that, Kelly, because I'm like,
It already came up.
Right
And
now.
Anthony is the third wheel. We already know this.
Contrary to your beliefs, Soonie, people think I'm cute. So bye.
I need you to go fix some stuff, sweat. I need you to be super masculine, or else I'm not interested.
I build shit.
Yeah,
You build shit and then call me and be like, "Oh my god, dude, this fucking sucked."
I built it.
Your husband's lying. Your husband's lying if he's telling you he loved every second of it. Like the other day, I'm stupid as hell. I flooded my entire kitchen.
Blake, look, Blake is also just not my cup of tea. So, and notice it's a bunch of white women that are like, "Blake, you're so cute."
It's because I'm white, huh? It's because I'm white.
Yeah.
Well, no,
It's 'cause
based on what
you're
you said
gay and
earlier in the last show, you're only cute because diets work because you're white.
Yeah. Here's my diet.
Water.
This is all I
It looks
eat.
like urine.
This is all I eat.
It does. It looks like pee on the bottom. It's gross.
See,
Blake has some hot home. Oh, thank God she said home interior design because I thought she was going to be talking about something inside. Whatever. Anyways, Blake, you got a lot of female fans. I wonder if your boyfriend is jealous.
No, he doesn't even acknowledge I exist.
They just want what they can't have. Like, that is it, bro. If Blake was straight, nobody would be checking for Blake.
Oh, damn. Shots fired, girl. His thick water. All right.
Come on.
Uh-oh.
Damn, bro.
Kathy has a. I think you'd be her one hall pass if she decided to go to the other side.
Nah, I'm strictly dickly, honey.
You're super straight. Is that what
Same.
I'm a super straight.
Same.
I'm not
Same.
interested in that. I don't like cooter.
Me neither.
Christmas is Cash on these. I do too. The reason I miss Cash is hilarious in general as a person, but when it comes to forced comedy, Cash is terrible, which makes it even funnier. Like Cash would literally be like, I got one.
Dad joke.
No, dad jokes can be funny. Trust me. That's my
No. Thank you.
Okay, let's talk about Hunter Biden. Can't bring up the clip because it's on whatever network aired it, and they'll pull us down. But if you haven't seen it, just Google it. Yeah, let's all wear hats like that. That's where I guarantee you there's photos somewhere on that laptop of Hunter Biden like this.
I feel like
probably like a
bit,
15-year-old girl.
Can I flex a little bit? Can I do that?
You want to flex?
Can I flex a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
So you speak the lingo. Don't do that. You got your hat to the side.
Yes, ma'am.
What is happening?
Green, apparently.
Look, this is my cup of tea. All right. If you don't look like this, I'm not interested.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Got it. Okay.
Let me flex right quick. My man is
about
fly.
the palm tree.
I'm talking about my guy there. What are you talking? Like, don't listen. Don't play me right now. Don't do that. Okay, I'm done flexing.
Okay. So, anyways, back to Parmesan cheese in the nostril. God, there's still women piling on about Blake being a hunk. We get it. He is a seductively sexy gay man. We got it.
That is a fucking oxymoron.
Oh man, Blake, are you gonna let her talk to you like that?
That is so rude.
No, it's not. You're saying that to a straight woman. Like, keep it a band. He just said he's a sexy gay man. Like, women, whatever. Let's just move on to the next topic.
If I could tell you how many straight women,
Come on, bro.
literally,
Because you're gay. That is why. I'm a woman. You're talking to a woman here. It's because you're gay.
I don't think so.
It's okay. We don't care what you think. I'm telling you what it is. It's just like men like women for a specific reason. They like lesbians because that's appealing to them. It's no different with the woman.
What?
Some women like that shit. Don't act like dudes don't like lesbians. We all know guys get off on two chicks together. Come on. Russo, don't lie.
That's not my thing. I mean, I'll watch it if it's there. I've got no problem with it, but
Yes.
It's not your
What is
thing.
happening? I gotta go.
No, you don't. I'm just keeping it a band. That's all.
I prefer seeing like. Okay. Anyways, who smokes carpet? Yeah, can we actually talk about something political besides the fact that you don't think gay would be cute if he was not Blake? You don't think Blake would be cute if he would? Whatever. We're moving on. Let's see. No, they're still talking about lesbians in the box now. Look at what you did. Lesbians in the box. See what I did there? Okay.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm listening.
Hunter Biden smoked Parmesan cheese. So here's the issue that I have. If you've got a president's son that has an addiction issue, that's life. That's happened. First off, it did not happen like 20 years ago. This was like a couple months ago, a year ago, whatever. And if you're going to come on TV and talk about it, I need to know, like, I don't know how that wasn't part of the press briefing to go, how does the president feel about your son, going on national TV, talking about smoking Parmesan cheese because he thought it was crack? Saying that you had an addiction is one thing, but like being that specific about it, it's like, are you high to actually say all the details? Like, and it wasn't even like I smoked anything. Like, honestly, it was Parmesan cheese. I didn't give a shit. He was so emasculating. He's like, I was down on my hands and knees in the carpet. I'm not going to lie. I was looking for anything to smoke. I probably smoked more Parmesan cheese. Like, that's so fucked up. That is so fucked up. That is the sitting president's son. You can't tell me North Korea, China, wherever the hell aren't going like, ah. Like, seriously?
Man.
No, and Joe Biden says he's the most intelligent son he has. Cool. Love you, dude.
Wait.
How is it? Can you imagine if this was Trump? Go ahead, Blake.
Isn't that the only son he has?
Oh.
Okay.
And my jokes were terrible. It was borderline. Fuck out of here. People are so damn emotional.
I'm leaving that one alone. That was bad.
You know, the thing.
That's good. The cheese ball doesn't far from the big cheese. Yeah, big cheese wheel. I don't like. What would happen if this was Donald Trump's son? We saw what happened when there was the photos that surfaced of Donald.
You just muted yourself, idiot.
Muted yourself.
Oh, my finger hit the button. Anyway, my finger hit the
button.
things I will never say to you, Blake. Anyways, so anywho, yes. So with that said, it back in the day, he was hunting wild game, Don Jr., and they like made a huge deal, like this is your president's son killing defenseless animals, which I wasn't a big fan of. I don't like the whole wild game, like hunting for sport bullshit. That's not my jam. But we can't. The fact that made big national news, and this is being avoided as a national issue with somebody that's got a laptop still out there. Investigations for international fraud out there still at this point being investigated by the FBI, and definite dealings, whether they were corrupt or not, dealings with China, with the sitting president of the United States. How the fuck? Like, how the fuck is this not like, shit, this is bad news bears?
I don't know, man.
Well, bad news bears, the head coach only drank alcohol. He didn't snort Parmesan cheese.
What are we talking about?
Wait, what is happening?
I'm lost.
Hunter Biden?
Who only drank alcohol? I'm confused.
No, on Bad News Bears. Have you watched the
Oh,
original?
there you go. God, I'm not gonna lie, that was a cash joke right there. I lost time a bit. I don't even know
Call
what
me
just happened.
black. Soonie, I'm in your crowd now.
Anywho, yeah, he didn't even remember if he dropped the laptop. Oh yeah, but how is
Odin.
Tiffany? Are we talking about? Does Blake have a Tiffany, or are we talking about Soonie's Tiffany?
No, Tiffany doesn't like Blake.
No.
I don't know why. She just doesn't. She's great though. She wants to have a conversation and we'll have that. But this is for talking about ridiculous stuff in the media. So let's just have fun, guys.
All right, so speaking of fun, let's just move on because we all know Hunter Biden's a crackhead unless anybody else wants. Okay, last question.
He isn't.
Okay, I'm going to ask people out here that saw the actual interview, who thinks that he was high during the interview? I think he was high during the interview.
I plead the fifth.
Isn't it crazy how he sounds just like his dad?
Yeah, it's
Like-
creepy. You have
So
to
does
like
Don Jr. though.
no.
I'm just talking about like the fact that like the mall is open but ain't nobody shopping with Joe. He just regurgitates stuff. But he's not there. Like nothing's clicking. Same thing with Hunter. Nothing's clicking. And he looks and he sounds just like the dude. It's weird.
It's creepy.
Yeah, it's not okay.
We're saying high as a kite.
His eyes were like, it's like, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what the reporter's name was. I'm not gonna lie. I was so high I was on my hands and knees, and it's Parmesan cheese. Like his eyes were like he didn't. I mean, he was high. That's the sitting president sound high on national television. This isn't England.
How do they like? Here's my question, and then we can move on.
Yeah.
They know he's high. They know that Americans are going to see that he's high. So why even air it? Why even do it? He's not a recovered addict. He's a pedophile. Like we've proven that he's a pedophile. He's got a
Alleged. We still have
problem.
to say alleged.
Okay, allegedly. Why are we parading him around like it's a fun show? Like something's wrong with him.
Why is he not being punished for for anybody that saw the live leaks when they came out, and I think all of us on the show saw them, and I watched as much as I could before I was like, I'm not watching child pornography.
Mm-hmm.
But there is Hunter Biden, unless this is the greatest deep fake of all time. When these live leaks came out that night, which they're of course completely gone and scrubbed from the internet, from the laptop, he was with a young girl in his on his couch, and it was graphic, and there was multiple of these videos. There was a cell phone video. There was a camera setup video, and this is alleged to the person it's alleged to be makes it even sicker. I'm not even going to say it because I know that'll get whatever banned. But these are really sick videos that he's set up of himself of potential alleged child pornography on top of all the illicit drugs that he did. And then on top of the fact that there is illegal financial dealings, and he has now if you want privilege, he's got the privilege to come on national TV and be just made to go, oh, this poor man's addiction. Like, sad. He was smoking Parmesan cheese. Go fuck yourself. Get out of here.
Oh my God.
They're racist. Nobody cared about DMX. They're like, oh, whatever. He's been doing drugs for years. What's his fault? Well, we need to care about Hunter and his crack addiction. I know a lot of crackheads, and they don't really give two craps about you. They care about their addiction only.
Have we heard anything about DMX? Is he still in critical? Or?
He's still in a vegetative state. They're just going to be running tests to just go ahead and prove that he's actually brain dead. I wish they would just let him go. Seriously, no sense in dragging it out.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, like let's be honest here, because I've had family members in the same state. You got to let them get there to say their goodbyes, and then you can pull the cord, right? For them, but they need to stop publicizing it. Is my opinion. Like,
What, DMX?
yeah,
He's an icon.
Every day they keep talking about it. Every day.
I mean, because he's still alive. I don't hear it that much. I don't have a problem with like the just daily check in on DMX. Like, I mean, I don't care that much, but I don't think it's even like blasted in our face. It's not like daily saga like the Chauvin trial, which to me is ridiculous.
That is a whole.
So let's just shift over to whatever. I'm not going to make a DMX joke. Let's go ahead and talk about Chauvin first before we move over to Jim Crow laws, because I want Soonie to build up to that because she's got to get get going. Chauvin, there's new footage today, or they're not new footage. It's footage that's been out there, but there's a clip. That same police officer that said that he did wrong still is saying he did wrong, but he also saw a different angle of the knee on the neck/shoulder blade, and they say, where was his knee? And he said, oh, it looks like the shoulder blade.
Yeah.
And then they said the defense rests. Like that was pretty much the big bomb drop. Officer Tatum had it on his thing. That was the mic drop. It's like, if his knee is not on his neck, how can anybody still be thinking it's murder? He was an asshole. He stayed on him too long. And how is it, actually, this is a question for you guys, question for anybody else, help. Because I'm confused. In the very beginning, the cause of death, when we all saw it, when the initial coroners were doing it, was asphyxia, or not asphyxia. It was a heart attack related. It was not 100% related to the drugs, but it was heart attack related. It was a heart essential situation. They were all very clear that it had nothing to do with being choked or anything like that, or losing breath in the throat. That seems to have changed, because everybody that's commenting that I'm a hateful asshole is saying, and I have not watched all 97 hours of this trial, are they saying that the current cause of death is airway being cut off at the neck because of the knee? Is that what they're saying now?
Yes. Asphyxiation.
They're implying. They are not explicitly saying it because they can't, but they are implying it.
You can get asphyxiation and neck compression are two very, very different things. You can get asphyxiation from overdosing on drugs, from a heart attack, from excited delirium, like we've talked about. But they have not actually specifically said it is from the knee on the neck, which, if that video is correct, the knee wasn't technically on the neck.
Not for the entire time, the 9 minutes they're claiming. Not at all. It was there. There are pictures. Google it. They exist.
Okay.
But it was not there for the time that people are claiming. For example, like Leslie just posted, check out Louder with Crowder. He did a test on it today. He was personally someone that had a fake police officer kneeling on his neck for over 9 minutes. He's still doing shows. So it's not 100% accurate. there is a combination of things, and we have to accept that.
So there was the other one where the one person that had overheard him say that originally said he thought George Floyd said, "I'm on drugs" or "I'm high as shit" or something along those lines. He reheard it, replayed it, and it sounded like he said, and this was like big CNN news because, of course, they're going to pick and choose what they want people to hear so that everybody riots and burns down a city, all of the cities. But he heard that he said, "I'm not on drugs," instead of "I'm high on drugs." That's right. I'm not on drugs, which to me means nothing better or worse because technically that means he's lying because we can see his toxicology. He was on drugs, so that just means he was lying about it. Why is that a bomb drop by the dumb media? Like, why is that a big deal? Because it doesn't change anything. It just means he was lying. Soonie.
It's optics. You got the public and a lot of people that can use common sense saying like, drugs were a contributing factor. He died of excited delirium. He had way too many drugs in his system. His body couldn't handle it. And it just shut all the way down. And he was in cardiac arrest when he made it to the hospital. A doctor testified to that. It's a way to keep the public in an uprise, angry, and pissed off. It's all optics, man. They have politicized this guy's death, and it's disgusting. It's disgusting. He didn't deserve to die. Derek Chauvin's a trash cop. The rest of those cops that just decided to lay on him. When you notice he's calmed down, pick him up and put him in the car. Like, if they would have just done their job as police officers, we wouldn't be here right now. We really wouldn't. I don't think George Floyd would necessarily be dead. And maybe this is me kind of giving my assumption more than proof. But I don't think he would be dead if all those contributing factors didn't happen. He was on a ton of drugs. The slightest thing would have set him off. So
Blake, I'm curious, how many seconds can you go without having a pulse to be revived?
And not be brain dead?
Yeah.
They say like on average it's like 4 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes. Like once you go 3 to 4 minutes, no matter what would have happened if no one had Narcan, which I don't even think Narcan would have stopped him from having a heart attack. But if you notice in the clip, the only thing that I think everyone understands that this police officer was wrong. Like no one thinks that what he did was right, and if they do, they're just plain out racist. I'm going to call the kettle black. I think you're racist. But the thing is the man was going to. I feel like I think he was going to die no matter what. But I do not think this would be what we're talking about right now in main media if it didn't happen like that. So what I don't understand about this whole thing, why if everybody there, and I think if they're going to charge that officer, they need to charge everybody involved, not just that officer, because they watched it happen. No one did a pulse check. But the only thing about the video is that he said, I can't breathe, multiple times before he even exited the vehicle. Mm-hmm. So in that instance, I'm like, okay, he's already in handcuffs. He's already disarmed. He has no way of fighting back. You have 4 officers, how many there were there. He was not going to overpower you at any moment. There was not a crowd control issue. There was not any other elements that were inhibiting you from doing your job. I think it's an excessive use of force. Do I think they caused him to die? No. Do I think that their actions caused a bad and delayed response to prevent him, from dying? Sorry, it's all the water. To prevent him from dying? Absolutely. Do I think it's murder? No. Because by definition, it's not murder. Because their actions didn't cause him to die. His health issues and being him overdosing is what caused him to die. So there's 2 different moving parts. You have an unruly cop and bystander cops who are all in the wrong, and you have a man who is a criminal. All of them should be held accountable. You should be holding that man who died just as accountable for what he did that day as you're holding these police accountable. Everybody in this situation and everybody in the community in the United States needs to take action of why they even got there in the first place.
Yep.
So let me correct one thing you said. They did check his pulse at 6 minutes, and I think it was like 10 seconds.
when
They
this is
found no pulse.
okay, so if a person is laying there lifeless, and
Right.
you do not check a pulse for 6 minutes, every police officer knows CPR.
They should, yeah.
Every single one. No, you have to know CPR to be a police
Okay.
officer.
No, and I agree with you. I'm just making sure that's clear. Like, hey, we knew this 6 minutes in, and we're claiming 9 minutes. Cops were sitting on him. And that's where I see that 3 minute window or more is going to be utilized against Chauvin, but not the other officers, even though it was known and it was called out. I don't like it. This is where I think people should be held accountable. Do I think it would have saved his life? I doubt it. I really doubt it.
Here's my thing, and here's what's the proof. If you're doing a pulse check, and this apparent knee is on his carotid artery, which is making him not able to breathe or making him pass out, whatever. You can't do a pulse check on something that's covered. So there's a lot of like, I don't know. I don't know. I think they're guilty. I don't think they're guilty of murder. I think that they're guilty of not doing their job correctly. I think that they should all be fired. I think they should spend some time in prison. Do I think they're guilty of murder? No. Do I think they're very bad trained? And you know what? Here's the thing. I'm not saying what he did was right, and I'm not perfect. I'm a nurse. I make mistakes all the time, you know? And unfortunately, what happened to that man that day, he had a really bad day at the wrong time, at the wrong moment, in a national spotlight where there's already so much police brutality pushed in the media. It was a perfect if every single one of us was held under a microscope, that the way that this case is, we would all be some form of guilty in the things that we do. So I think it's just publicized. That's it. The media got a hold of it, gained traction, and now we have a whole complete BLM movement because of it. So I don't know. I feel bad in a way, very minimal, because he was an asshole and someone lost their life, and so someone needs to be held accountable. But at the same time, he made a mistake.
Blake, I got a question for you, because you said, is he guilty? Or I said, if you don't think that the cop did something wrong, you're a racist. I'll point that out, which I can get down with that, and I agree with that. So this is Chauvin didn't like Floyd personally, but he did dislike Floyd because he was black, or did he dislike him because he was black? So now here's the question. Is this racially motivated, or is he just a shitty cop?
I think he's a shitty cop. The media will push that it's racially motivated. But what I'm sick and tired of, and I see it in a lot of people who are conservative and Christians, who will literally only say that the man is not guilty in regards to the police officer because the fact that he is white and the man that was murdered was black. And I'm sick of seeing it. I see people who are just downright ignorant. And I'm going to call you racist because you are actually racist. If you are only seeing skin color here, you are the problem. I see a man and another man. One was unlawfully treated by the people who were supposed to be the protectors of society and lost his life over it. I do not think it's racially motivated, but I think this whole thing has created racial tensions, which makes people think the way they do, which is racist.
I think it's just, and I think it's that whole colorblind, like, stop talking about color. You know, the more you talk about racism, the worse it becomes. And I'm going to show a clip that we talked about after last night's show. So, Blake, I don't think you've seen this. John Oliver did a just slam piece for 20 minutes on Tucker Carlson, which you can think that Tucker looks like a smug asshole. You can whatever the hell you want about Tucker Carlson. I used to hate Tucker Carlson. I love Tucker Carlson now because
you were a liberal.
No, it was actually even after that. I was like, oh, he's just too much. Now I'm like, he's the only one bold enough to just say it, and he doesn't give a shit. And his all of his comments are based in facts, and his questions are based in facts. So this is an old clip of him where he was asked a question, and this is part of a montage getting slammed about how he's just this terrible person. I'm like, if this is what you're using, I'm sorry. It's pure ignorance on the part of anybody that has a TV show at this point. It's just sad. So here you go.
Mr. Carlson, do you think we're honest with each other right away? Oh, no, of course not. I mean, everybody is terrified of one thing. Whites are, of course, terrified of being called a racist. Blacks are terrified of being belittled. Of course, I think we need actually probably less conversation about race. I think it might do us good for we to ignore the subject a little bit and treat each other as if there were no color boundaries separating. I think that might be helpful. I think we talked about it in some ways. Come on.
Black people are less terrified of being belittled than of being killed, jailed, economically exploited, or indeed denied access to healthcare after their heads.
Yeah. So that is what they're choosing to slam. And there's a whole bunch of stuff where he was like, and do you see his face? Like, he looks like a smug prick ass. Like, it went on and he goes, go fuck yourself. And it's like, I wish at one point a conservative could actually say that to a liberal talk show host and not just get destroyed. A liberal show like that has the right to say whatever they want and literally say, go fuck yourself, to somebody that cannot defend themselves across the aisle, across the board from them. And it's become to a point where everybody watching that goes, oh my God, he slammed Tucker Carlson over and over again, those 18 minutes. And it's like, no, you didn't. You just became the exact person you thought you hated. You are everything that Donald Trump, everything that you believe Donald Trump was. You become a bully. You become an asshole. When I go on Occupy Democrats, I had a couple bullying comments. I talked about one last night. I had one person literally say, look at how everybody looks at you in here and the way they talk to you. That means you should change your opinions. I go, do you understand how horrific that? I go, out of all the terrible things said to me, that was the worst. You legitimately just told me that because of peer pressure and because of bullying, I should change the way that I believe. That is the beginning of the end, in my opinion, and that's terrible. And both Blake and Soonie are puffing on their vapes right now.
No, Occupy Democrats, man. That's my favorite page. I love it. Every day, go in there and just ask a question, like, because they say George Floyd.
Pissing.
Oh, good hell. They're like George Floyd was a what did they call it? He was something with the system. The system got him, and I'm like, what system? Crickets. No one can tell me the system that got George Floyd.
I go down with the system.
When it comes to these pages, it's crazy. It just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. And why is this? What, like, again, there's no way, shape, or form he should have been killed. In that instance, he shouldn't have died. He also shouldn't have done massive amounts of drugs. You have to bring that up if you're actually going to talk about this. I think it's ignorant not to. But at the same time, you ignore what happened to Tony Timpa in Dallas. You have all these different things. And also, let's not forget, George Floyd had a gold casket. And this was in a time where nobody was allowed to have funerals. He had 3 funerals. He had celebrity appearances. He had professional speakers. It's like, if this isn't theater, if people don't understand that this is theater, I don't know how to better explain that. I don't. And it's absolutely absurd. Anyways. Soonie, what do you got?
I think he needs to stop getting publicity.
But it's too late. This will be the biggest news for the next full calendar year, because once this is over, no matter unless they convict him with murder, which if I was a betting man, I can't see them doing it. So unless they convict him with murder, every city is going to be playing this. They're going to see the same 3-minute clips why he should have gotten murder instead of this 18 other days of trial that are very clearly outlined as manslaughter. And people also don't understand the law. They don't care to. They just believe just the sympathetic pangs of media. So we're gonna have riots. We're gonna have civil unrest. And somehow, because they blame it on Trump when he was in office, they're going to blame it on Trump now that he's out of office.
So are we saying we're gonna have a 2020 summer in 2021?
Yes.
Does everybody feel that way?
We're going to have a what?
2020 summer in 2021.
A riot. We're going to start a riot.
No, there will be riots. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the outcome of this case. There's going to be riots either way.
Just
because it's never going to be enough.
No
matter what they charge, it'll never be enough because justice won't be served, because there will always be systemic racism.
justice won't be served, even though they're trying to accuse him of something that doesn't make sense, right? And we all agree on this panel. All three, I think it was 3 officers kneeling on him, the one guy standing off of him, trying to deal with the crowd, which is ridiculous. There was 4 people just standing there talking. It was no crowd.
If there's 4 people standing there talking, why are there 287,000 witnesses?
Right.
Just throwing that out there.
So,
Anyways.
Soonie, if you die, you just know you'll get more witnesses than the people that were actually present.
No, I won't because I'm a conservative, so I don't fit the mold.
No, you'll just claim to be Joe Biden supporter the day before.
If you die in an incident like that, Soonie, just make sure there's a camera on you in the last 30 seconds and say, "I identify as a liberal."
Okay, I'll make sure.
Problem solved.
That's like denying your faith. I feel like, to me, I will not do that.
Can we talk about Tucker Carlson again? Because they're going after him for the same thing Denzel Washington said publicly. The same thing Morgan Freeman said publicly. I've said it publicly. So many people have said we need to stop talking about it because there are good people on both ends.
Charles
Who
Barkley.
cares? Charles Barkley just said it again.
Did you know what prompted him to say that? All I see is the clip.
Because Ernie was doing what Ernie does, and Ernie is a virtue signaler, and they had played a video, and he's like, "Man, that was really traumatizing. I want to know how you feel about it. Let's ask the token black person on the show." And Charles Barkley just shut him down.
Yeah.
I think we need to look, I'm going to shut you down every time. You come over here talking to me about racism and you're white, I'm going to air you out. Because I'm going to think you're a racist because you're sitting here talking to me about it as if white people experience racism and they don't even realize it.
And the thing that's funny is Charles Barkley gets no credibility in the media for it. Zero.
Kevin,
No.
what was staged? I've been watching you make half-ass comments this entire show. If you're going to say something, say exactly what you're talking about.
I'm assuming that he believes that it was a false flag and that he thinks George Floyd's still probably alive in the Bahamas someplace. And
Trump's their president tomorrow.
Donald Trump's president, Tupac's still alive, Notorious, B.I.G.
Michael
is going to come
Jackson.
back. We're good. Cool.
I do have to make a correction. Maybe this is what he's mad about. Is I was saying the word charged. He can't be charged with murder. Correct it. I meant he can't be convicted of murder. Yeah. My verbiage was off. My bad.
Yeah, it always is. Yeah.
It's because you're white, Anthony.
Blake, I will find you and hunt you down. While we're on this topic, we're on Truth Will Set You Free next week. We're going to be talking about black on black crime versus police on black crime, and we're going to have that conversation why black on black crime is important to talk about or why it's not. I invited Curtis on. We'll see if he's going to come on and talk about it because he just thinks that we shouldn't be talking about it anymore, which I don't know because he said it's played out. I haven't heard anything about black on black crime. I don't hear anything about it. I think it needs to be talked about.
It's
more.
Now you're about to get my gears going.
Yeah, you got then poke the bear, get him to come on the show. But I had another friend who I'm a good friend with, and I respect him a lot. But I did that whole thing about United's flight, which I've corrected that a little bit because I still think it's ridiculous hiring based on race and gender, which doesn't make any sense. But when I shared something on my social media, he said black people make up 50% of the prison population. How does that work? And I'm like, I don't know how that relates to United hiring black. I don't get it. I said that's called gaslighting. It's got nothing to do with the subject at hand, but bringing up something different to avoid the discussion on what is at hand is a problem. That's a different topic. Definitely a problem in this world, but that would be helped with other means than the issues in this specific story about random hiring and race-based and gender-based hiring. Ignoring black on black crime is a detriment to the black community, and that's one of the issues with that prison population he talked about. And then this is the response, and I would like Soonie to listen to this and tell me if I'm just an asshole. Anthony, you exist in a vacuum where you ignore the systemic root of the problem. Our country literally and actually came up with different systems to keep black people oppressed. This is factual and happened. The term black on black crime is bullshit. another way to get you white folks up in arms and have a negative optic. If you study criminology, crime is mostly based on proximity, which I agree with. So, of course, black people around black people with no resources, lack of education, drugs, lack of family support, etc., may have higher crime rates. Crime is not color-based and has a lot to do with who's making the laws and enforcing them, where they are enforcing them, etc. All that has to say that with all the shit that has happened to black people, if a company wants to hire 50% black pilot group, there's nothing wrong with it. If shit is if not so slighted and rooted in racism, racist corporate practices, etc., that might be the case for most occupations. So, anyways, my question is, did he or did he not just explain why it should be an issue that we bring up?
He did to an extent.
Okay.
He explained it, and then he put in a bunch of different inflations. Well, it's because of proximity. Okay, well, white people live in trailer trash park homes. Are they dying? I didn't think so. We forget to talk about the black rich ass celebrities, the rappers that talk about death left and right and promote gang violence. They're dying too. And they're rich as hell, and they don't live in poverty. So you need to explain why this trend is trending amongst black people, period, no matter where you are. We kill each other at a higher rate. We make up over 50% of all homicides in this country, and we're the minority. So I would need for him to explain to me basic logic, 1 + 1 is 2, and also tell me King Von was the latest one to die. XXX, everybody knows who that is. Pop Smoke. Why are they dead? No white man went in there and did what they did. White supremacy didn't show up there. That was, I'm going to shoot you over territory that's not mine. I'm going to shoot you because you're in an opposing gang. Nonsense. So I would ask him those questions, and hopefully he will be able to answer with logic and not mental gymnastics.
We were going back and forth on Instagram. I explained back to him on that. I'm just like, I agree that it's systemic. I agree that all these things are not necessarily the fault of black people across the board, but it is just like anybody else. It's the responsibility for them to understand the problem and for everybody to understand the problem so we can find a way to fix it. Education, opportunity zones, etc. And then after going back and forth, I said, we're having a black on black crime show next week. I would love for you to come on.
Silence. Because you know why? Because you take their wind when you say, I want to talk to you. Same thing that happened with Tiffany. Tiffany will show up in the comments, yo, what are you saying? You don't make any sense. You know what she did when she got on camera with me?
Crickets.
Oh, dang, you're right. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying with that. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because they don't have any more of a narrative anymore. They have exhausted everything that they know.
I'm not being I don't want to be racist by bringing black on black crime up. Black crime up. I'm bringing it up because if you address the biggest problem why people are dying, that's how you create help. This is in every self-help psychological profession that you have. If you don't recognize the biggest issue in your life or the biggest danger to you, you cannot fix it. So if you completely ignore the statistics and then put all your emphasis on 14 unarmed people that die in a year as compared to the 14 that die in a weekend in Chicago, we can't fix the bigger problem. You're looking at a fingernail instead of a whole half of a body. It's stupidity.
Look, a 2-year-old was just shot in the head twice in Chicago. There's no black people there to help that family or to even solve a potential murder because he's in critical condition. If black folks really cared, we would step up to the plate. But being the victim is what's popular. That's what's paying the bills. That's what people are doing. And like you said, until you actually get to the root of the problem and talk about it, we're never going to fix it.
Well, and here's the thing. I quit Googling. And of course, we love MSN and their very unbiased numbers. Blacks killing blacks were 97% in 2020. Blacks killing whites, 81% in 2020. Whites killing whites, 16%. What are we looking at here? There is an obvious issue we have to deal with. And then we can go back to police. Police killing blacks 1%. Police killing whites 3%. Look at the numbers and where are we going?
Then those
Down the
don't
wrong
match.
freaking track.
That doesn't match with 2018. 2018 was a little bit more settled, and that's a little bit more mid-level. I mean, it didn't jive with the math then of the actual demographics, but that's ridiculous. If that's the newest 2020 statistics, that's absolutely absurd.
Yeah,
MSN
we
posted
care
it.
more about the indigenous lands.
Hey,
Fuck outta
Keystone
here.
Pipeline, we're coming.
Indigenous lands matter, but actual black folks being killed by black offenders don't.
No.
Okay, and they're calling for stop Asian hate when black people are the number one murderers of fucking Asians. Oh my god!
That's the only the statistic from 2018. The only group that does not kill their own kind at the highest level. Whites still kill, according to apparently not according to Kaecey's newest statistic, but every statistic up until this year was whites kill whites more than any other race. Statistically still skewed. Blacks kill blacks more than any other race. But blacks killed Asians more than Asians killed Asians. And I call it systemic, but that's a problem. There's more murder in that group than anything. That's not me saying shame on black people. It's saying let's fix it. Let's talk about it. Let's figure out why it's happening instead of completely ignoring it. If I look at anything I do in my life, if I'm a shitty golfer and I want to get better and it's because I don't know how to hold a club, but it's like, no, I don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about why the ball isn't flying. Well, it's because you're not holding the club correctly. No. But look at how the ball is flying. It's no. It's because
Golf balls are white. What are you saying?
And because I'm white. That's why I'm talking about golf.
Hey, Tony Finau is from Utah and he's black. He golfs pretty well, man. Tiger Woods
He drives.
just doesn't know how to drive.
No, he doesn't know how to drive twice the speed limit. I gotta hope he gets better.
He will. But the big thing that we need to look at here is all we got to look at is AR-15s just randomly shoot people. We know that. Why do you think I put mine in a locked cabinet? It doesn't randomly shoot people. We're safe.
That's not true, Laura.
What did Laura say?
She said if you've been taught to point the finger, it's nearly impossible to accept your own shortcomings, and that's not true because I'm a prime example of the black community. Don't give up hope. It literally it comes with someone having patience and loving you enough to understand where you are and meeting that need. A lot of people just, we're done. You don't want to listen, and that's another problem. We don't have patience in this country. Where's love? That's all they're really lacking is love and correction. And those two things together is love anyway. I'm gonna keep educating them on how they don't have to be a part of the system. You can hate me for as long as you want, but eventually you're gonna listen at some point because repeating the same thing is insanity. We've been doing the same thing. That's why I love Trump, because he said, what the hell do you have to lose? Mm-hmm. Nothing. So try something different.
Fair. Blake is too quiet.
Yeah, Blake, are you feeling okay? You got some gas?
I've been answering. Kaylee's like dropping numerous, so I've been trying to help her. So sorry. I'm just taking it all in, and there's a lot of.
Sounds like Blake's college. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I
got him.
I don't know what it is because if people, and it's education. It's genuinely education. But here's the thing: when you have coercion from the media, no matter how much you educate, they're going to be influential in people's lives, and that's why we're in the situation that we're in. And until you can break those mental barriers with people, I mean, Soonie lives in the black community, and I experience it every day in the gay community, where they literally are so brainwashed because it's a cultural thing. In the gay community, it's so toxic. And if you ask any gay person and ask them, is the LGBT community toxic? It's toxic. It just is. And until we get away from that, I mean, it's just going to keep happening, but because they're not educating themselves, and it's just it's sad to me to think that people actually live out there without thinking on their own or doing research or just believing something that, they always told us growing up. I always thought about this, like, never believe anything you see on the internet. You can't believe anything you see on the internet. Now everyone religiously looks at the internet and thinks everything's true. Like, we were told that
unless they disagree with it. So if it doesn't go with what they're saying, they'll be like, "See, this is why the internet's full of shit. Look at my internet research." No.
Here it is, right? When you only allow one Black conservative to speak for every Black conservative, when you only give one platform, and this has a lot to do with the viewers too. They flock to certain people, and then there's only one representation of what we all are. Angela Stanton King, I don't know if you guys heard what she did yesterday, but she went off the deep end. I agree with exactly why she went off the deep end, but I don't agree with you acting ghetto and ratchet. And she admitted to doing it. She's like, yes, I acted a fool on live TV, and that speaks for the Black conservative because you're a representative. It's just, if people were more responsible with their platforms and they were like seriously interested in changing stuff, then we would have things changed. I think we could affect a lot of people, but doing ignorant stuff like that while you're in the national eyelight, I mean the eyesight of everybody on the national platform, I just think is irresponsible. It's irresponsible. You have to have people that are able to translate and talk to each individual because we just don't all speak the same language. It's unfortunate in 2021 we all speak English, but basic English words don't translate if you don't say it the right way. I had to go off. This is what I had to do yesterday, and I didn't even do it on purpose. This was just, I got irritated with Jay. He was more outraged that I didn't care about indigenous land and when I started talking about Black people, he's like, well, what's that got to do with anything? Yo, this is why Black people feel the way they do. It's constantly on TV, and then you got idiots like you, liberals, that are talking about indigenous lands. Do you know that my demographic of Black people skyrocketed because I said that? And now they feel like I'm fighting for them. If you talk to people and you meet them at a basic level, they will understand you. That's what Cash did. Sure. He went and talked to them where they were. And he could talk to them because that's where he was from. But we have to be willing to give more than just one person the spotlight. Not even a spotlight, but just a stage to talk to people. Sorry, I went on a rant, but I needed to get that out.
It was good. And Gene said, dude in the car, which was Jay, who's in the dark. There's different shades of dark. There's the dark where people are refusing to have a conversation. So he's not in the dark. He's just got a shadow cast. I mean, he is a huge step ahead of 90% of the people that disagree with us because he is willing to have a conversation. And that's the first step. That's the beginning of it.
He just irritated. I love Jay. Like I'll do a show with him any day of the week. But I was like, nah, bro, nope, not today. Nope.
It's all right. We all have our topics, right? Like Soonie, you and I disagree on Mars, so that's fine.
Yeah,
we all have our topics.
So we're gonna talk about Jim Crow being just continuously repeated, and then we're probably gonna wrap the show. If there is a good question in the comment box, I'll keep an eye open. Kaecey will keep an eye open. If there's one question that we might be able to finish up on, we will do that. Systemic darkness. That's funny. Let's see. Also, one thing I have not put up there, all of our shows, and if you didn't see Soonie's last show on Make America Think Again, it was phenomenal. They are on our podcast network, which is easy to find. It's just hashtag.com. I'm sorry, hashtag BetheChange.com/podcast. You can find everything. They got them on Apple. So you can get Truth Will Set You Free. ConserVengers is always a day or two after the show is on. I think Soonie should be on later tonight. So make sure you check out hashtag BetheChange.com podcast, and you'll see all of the different shows we have on our network. Make sure you catch that. So, Soonie, I don't know if you've been paying attention, to how much coverage the Georgia voter laws are getting, but they cannot stop showing this on mainstream media as the new Jim Crow, modern day Jim Crow, because people in line can't get water and they need to show an ID. Soonie, talk to me, girl.
Man, it's a slap in the face. It's a slap in the face because that's shitting on what the ancestors came and did, and they conquered and got rid of Jim Crow. If there's not a sign that says only white, you're not experiencing Jim Crow. If you can move to any neighborhood you want to move to, kind of like if you had enough money to move to those rich neighborhoods, I'm pretty sure you would be there. There's no Jim Crow, because if that were the case, LeBron James wouldn't live next door to who does he live? You know, they put that out every now and then. He wouldn't live next door to the latest, biggest white celebrity, because Jim Crow would put a stop to that. I think 1 + 1 is 2 here. I don't see any signs that say white only. And for any black person to push this, shame on you, because you're lying and deceiving people. You got people thinking that Jim Crow is here when it's not.
No.
What does water have to do with Jim Crow? Do you know?
I mean, it did back then because it was water fountains, but this is literally just saying you have to have 50 yards away. Like, the different laws in this, and Jay did do a good job of like some of the issues he had when we disproved a couple. He goes, "Oh, good to hear that." But there is still the argument of, you know, having a Republican oversight. There's that's questionable. There is no bill that's perfect, but again, they're trying to fix what was clearly a problem in their state. But the stuff that they keep talking about, if you are relating it to Jim Crow laws, then you are specifically talking about voter ID with the photos, which Jay even said, he's like, that really shouldn't be an issue. That shouldn't be the number one issue. So you're talking about the photo ID need, which you can get a free fucking photo ID in the state of Georgia for voting. So how can the white liberal comes on and was like, this is Jim Crow laws. First off, you have no idea what you're talking about. Then they bring out a lot of the black liberals to just be the face in front of the media talking about how terrible it is. And it's like, I mean, I don't want to be an asshole white millennial that's just at the whatever Gen X millennial cusper, but I don't want to be an asshole and be like, from everything I know about Jim Crow, you're full of fucking shit. Like, and that's a slap in the face. And I've said this for a while. Like, and like the look at the racism. I'm like, that's a slap in the face of people that actually faced real racism. We just face in this modern day. You face some assholes. I face some assholes that don't like bearded white people. You know, Blake faces assholes that don't like gay people. Soonie faces assholes that don't like conservative black people. Like, it's not a racism issue. It's an asshole issue. That's just, but the more we call it racism, the more people are going to just start blowing it up all as racism.
It's classism. That's what it really is. And it's packaged as racism. Yes, if you have more money, you're afforded better things in life. And I'm sorry, but like, I don't disagree with that, because people work hard. Why shouldn't they enjoy the fruits of their labors? Not everybody's gonna. America's a capitalist nation. What you put in is what you get out.
It's because we worship those people that make all this money, all that money.
Like, this is how I think of it. If I'm going hard every day, all day, I'm spending sleepless nights grinding, I'm putting out information, and I benefit off of that, why should I feel bad for it? Because the next person doesn't have. I'm going to give you the cheat codes, and I'm going to give you the game so you can do exactly what I did.
100%.
That's generational wealth. Like, that's how you create it.
Or you could be
my kids that.
Or you could be Oprah Winfrey and be one of the most successful Americans in the United States, not black Americans, but one of the most successful Americans to ever live, and say it's really just, it's not possible for black people to succeed.
Facts.
She's
Who
oppressed.
the fuck are you?
She's oppressed.
Yeah, in her multi-million-dollar home.
Well, yeah, and what were her chairs that she interviewed? They were like $1,000 a piece. She's oppressed.
Oprah is so oppressed that she can put big black women on a stage and talk about how diets are racist.
Can you find that clip again? That'll be
Blake's got it. Where's the clip at, Blake? The fat lady. I went in on the fat girls. I'm sorry.
Kaylee had it. God, that was so funny. See if Kaylee's working on shit. See if she can send you the link. I haven't seen any good questions in the box. But I think
she uploaded it. It was on our StreamYard.
Oh, got it. All right. We live in such a backwards ass world, man. That it's
stupid.
I don't. What, like, why can't we just call people out for being dipshits? Like, we
can, but people are scared.
Derek Chauvin is a dipshit. Like,
Absolutely.
he's a dipshit, shitty human being. But instead, they're like, he hates black people. No, I mean, he's a shitty fucking cop.
How are they going to get their narrative so they can go burn down the Nike store and loot it this year?
That's a racist statement, Kaecey. I'm offended.
Hey, look, if you deflect from talking about black on black crime, you're racist. If you are still talking about Jim Crow when like the inner city is crappy because of black leadership and it's been that way for over 50 years, I think you're a racist. Like you're ignoring the actual problem. So until we can get people to admit 2 + 2 is 4 again, I think we're up shit's creek. Gonna be up shit's creek. I'm just saying.
So Al, if you don't know how the law works, I'm gonna break it down. So the way they did it was you can't provide water within 50 feet of the 50 yards of the voting area. Anything outside of that area, you are still allowed to have third party providing any beverages, snacks, whatever. And I think they're even still allowed to have, once you get done, having something for you on your way out. The reason this is because, especially now that it's been politicized, like Democrats want to give you water. God, like now that it's been politicized, now it's part of bribery to show that the Democrats care about feeding people in the line, which could skew a vote. There was a woman that's actually, I don't know how it ended up, but she was an OnlyFans person, and she went on and started giving signed nudes to anybody that showed that they voted for Biden and took a photo of it with their early voting. That's actually considered voter fraud. So when you, in any way, shape, or form, bribing someone to vote a certain way, or you're providing a reason to vote a certain way, it's a rule. You can't do that. So this is preventing that. It's not preventing people from getting water. And if you go to a place that is within 50 yards, it should be a very quick vote for you. So it shouldn't be that long. And if you can't, again, I know water is expensive, but
no, dude, I hate you for outing me like that. Like that was the way I was gonna make millions with OnlyFans.
Me too.
Sooney's got the video. We gotta have a laugh on this one. I haven't seen any major questions, so we're probably gonna wrap right after this. So Yolanda, we all can't afford to bring our own water, you know? All right. It's the same thing as why there is no soliciting. Like this is a common sense reason. Like people that you're privileged if you think you are a privileged person if you think that that water or snacks can't skew somebody's vote. There are people that will be like, you're giving out free shit in line, I'll vote for whoever you fucking want me to vote for.
What if they're Oreos?
Sorry, I wasn't being mean to you, Al. I was just explaining. Sorry.
Right, but Oreos will sway my vote.
Oreos will? They have gluten-free now. All right.
So impossible things that Joe Jorgensen has said she was going to do.
You know what? Stop hating.
Like, I hate when people talk about black women being obese. I hate it because it becomes a way to blame us for a set of conditions that we didn't create. We're moving, we're taking care of kids, but our food quality suffers. We are living in the Trump era. And look, those policies kill our people. You can't get access to good health care, good insurance. The research says that black women, when we do the same diets as white women, we lose less weight and we lose it slower, even when we're following the diet, than our white women counterparts. And what public health practitioners think is that our stress responses in the body change our metabolism. It's literally that the racism that you're experiencing and the struggle to make ends meet actually means the diet don't work for you the same.
Preach, girl. Preach.
And I'm with you.
Yeah, messing with me. Soonie,
You want to know what I would do? Look,
what?
Like, bro, if I ever get to talk to her on the show, I'm dropping this on her.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
The
Why-
diets don't work because you're black? No, bitch, you just big. Go walk.
She's
Drink
thicker
some
than a
water.
Snicker.
She is morbidly obese. Look, I don't care. I'm probably gonna catch slack for what I said on that live today, but I meant what I said.
Why she always hungry? Always fucking hungry.
What poor quality of food do we have as black people?
Yeah, well, you get a Krispy Kreme donut every day because you got the vaccine.
Because you got the juice.
You are just so stressed out from Donald Trump that you just get type 2 diabetes from looking at him.
His policies killed black people.
Somebody said to me earlier in my favorite page, Occupy Democrats, said Blake hates this shit. Somebody said something like, all this division is because of Trump in the last 4 years, and that's why we are where we are. And I go, no, actually, this division is technically because of you. You chose to make it divided. You people, who's calling you people? You people have no idea of the policies. You just have been told that Trump divided the country. The people that allowed it to be divided the fucking country. So Blake's got to go to dinner.
They're all single.
Yeah.
What?
Ain't got no man, single, eating bonbons. You got a nerve to get on TV and complain about a damn diet. Shut up.
Racist diet. On Oprah's network, by the way.
Wait.
I think it's ironic that it's called Own TV. How about you own your own diet? Anyways.
Imagine thinking that Trump causes you to not lose weight. Like, imagine. Like,
imagine that being your life.
Like, imagine actually thinking, like, I'm going to eat this donut because no matter what I do, that white bitch is always going to be skinnier because Trump.
It's not just Trump. Allow one person, Donald Trump, to own that much space in your head to worry about your life.
He lives there in millions of people's head, rent fucking free.
Facts.
And they're like, triggered, hypertension, no access to healthcare, eat a fucking donut. Like, that's what they do. Like, what the? Imagine. The more I think about this, the more it makes me actually mad.
Drink some water.
Imagine thinking.
Thirsty ass. Did you hear her breathing? She said,
No, that's not from being overweight. That's being stressed out over the last 4 years. She hasn't recovered.
It reminds me, that's like me sitting here going like this. I'm going to eat this chocolate because all the straight folk lose weight faster because I'm dealing with the stress of Donald Trump. So I'm going to eat this shit anyway because the straight people are going to get me like Donald Trump. It's like riding your bike and then throwing a stick in there and saying, no, Trump. Like, what?
I want to know if she liked the video. Do you remember the video some years back with the how black people make iced tea or lemonade? Yeah, how black people make lemonade and how white people make lemonade. Like, white people are like, oh, okay, like 3 scoops of sugar. Okay, and they're like, black people making lemonade are like, sugar. I want to know if she liked that video, because if she did, she gets it. It is,
bro, it's true. I do that.
And that culturally needs to change. Like, that's a conversation we could have, but you can't blame that shit on Trump. Come on.
We both did it at the same time.
That's a great video. It's funny as shit. All right, let's wrap it up. Blake's got to cook dinner. Otherwise, he's going to get divorced. So
Hangry.
That too.
This is for me.
Oh, damn. Wow.
Dang. You going to Krispy Kreme? You didn't get your
Yes, and I'm going to go eat whatever I want because no matter what diet I do, all you straight folks going to be skinnier than me.
He's going to have Chipotle.
Yeah. Chicago. Blake, go ahead and you're the first one to do your final words and then get out of here. What's up, brother?
Listen.
Linda.
Something's echoing.
It's Russo. You got Ratchet set up.
Mute yourself while I talk.
Have I been echoing all show?
No.
What the fuck?
Is he muted?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Now that I have the stage from that arrogant heterosexual, thank you. If you think Drink your damn water. You are not oppressed. And no matter what that woman was telling you, whatever, you can achieve whatever you want to achieve, no matter how high Trump raises your blood pressure. And that's what I'm going to leave you with, guys. Kaecey, take it away.
My statement's always the same for the last few weeks. 2022 is coming quickly. Be ready to vote and know who you're going to vote for.
Kaecey, you know it's a comedy show, right?
No. I'm going to keep saying that same shit until we learn next year.
Soonie, what do you got? Take us out of here. And make it something about the power of Jim Crow laws.
Jim Crow has affected me so bad that I just, I don't know what to tell my kids about growing up. I'm probably gonna be fat by the time I get that lady's age because damn, my food quality is just horrible. So it just, I'm never gonna be anything because I'm black. So that's how we'll close it out. That's Jim Crow. I'm black. I'm never gonna be anything. The world is against me, and Black Lives Matter. And let's ignore black on black crime.
I don't know black on black crime.
I'm oppressed.
I got
can't even say that without laughing.
Because I can't stand gay people. I literally hate them. They're like, Donald Trump removed all of our rights. All of them, he took them all away. I'm like, you're so gay. Like, your mom can't love you. Like, she can't. That's just how I feel. They're like, how can you be gay and support Donald Trump? He hates you. You hate me. Like, what?
I was fucking playing. Everybody knows we're not oppressed.
Who said
Fuck
you're oppressed?
Biden. Fuck Stacey Abrams because she is peddling this mess.
That's her excuse why she won't do the diet, because the white people.
Hey, didn't that chick kind of look like Stacey Abrams?
She
That's
did.
her cousin. That's her cousin.
That's her sister.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I'm kidding. Let me get off here.
All right, you guys are amazing. Everybody, thanks for joining. Again, we've gotten another, it looks like $600 for cash last time I checked. So I'll go ahead and put the link up. Again, don't forget to watch. So we're at 56.25, trying to get to 15,000. This is in 24 hours, which is absolutely absurd. So Blake, go ahead, get out of here. Go cook your damn dinner. It's fine. And then Blake, actually, Soonie, let's talk about it. How do people get to the website real quick? Because I know you guys have new stuff dropping tonight and a 15%.
www.primetimepatriots.org. Go get your merch. We're having a sale at midnight. Go get your merch. You better get your Make America Think Again shirts. No, I'm kidding. Go support the merch, man. We got
hold on. This one will make y'all laugh.
What?
Just to give you a little.
Did he see? Look, white supremacy.
Yeah, he completely talked over you. What does he think he is?
What I had to say didn't matter.
What was that one dude's name that talked over you every time?
Tyler.
Tyler
What?
G.
Interrupting cheese.
Oh, God. What is that? Oh, hold on.
That's a new shirt that we have.
Oh, shut up.
Go get your shirts right now.
Oh, that's funny as shit. I might actually have to get
It's your
that
girl, Soonie Blanks, on the shirt. Hey.
Hey.
one. Funny. What else? So again, last time I'll put this up there. If you want Cash's info for the GoFundMe, here it is. It is on the bottom of the screen right now. It's super easy to remember. bit.ly/KLK GoFundMe or GFM. There you go. Love you guys. Have a great evening. Unite, don't fight. Be a streetlight. Only you can be the change you wish to see in the world. And when you get too stressed out, remember you gotta pray, America. Take it easy.
Woo, brother.
Oh, my bad. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
Wow. I said, woo, brother.
So you're
That was
saying
the
woo.
whitest
everybody.
way I've ever heard that in my life.
Oh, God.
I'm unmuting myself.
That's not on the shit. Hey.
Huh?
We did it, Joe.
I peed in your pool. Yay.
Eh.
What?
I'm not gonna lie, it's time to wrap up the show, guys.
Rapping food time.
Yeah.
Yeah.